Hello and welcome back to the extended Pentagon challenge. This is part 32. We're still in Korea with Ulsan Hyundai and the national selector for South Korea. Really, I'll start off by saying we're at the end of the season, or so to speak, towards the end of the season. It's not quite the end. The league hasn't finished, but a lot of things have been kind of sorted out. And if we just look at the fixtures, if we go through the fixtures first, last time I believe we covered the live game was the Busan away game, which disappointingly ended a 4-3 to Busan in a kind of topsy-turvy game. We didn't play them again actually, and again away, and this time in the cup semi-final, and it was a completely different story, as we won the game by 6-1. Park Hee-young getting a hat-trick, Lorenzo Andrietta with 2, and Tatsuki Sasaki with 1. Yang Ju-gook getting 1 back for Busan, but a good way to respond. As they say, revenge is a dish best served cold, and certainly we got revenge of Busan in perhaps the more important of the games. So a good win there as we continue the good league form. Al Ahly was next in the AFC Champions League quarter-final, and we went to Saudi Arabia first and picked up a very handy 2-0 win. Park Hee-young and Sandra getting the goals as we took pretty much a dominant position in this tie. It wasn't the most dominant performances, but certainly an efficient performance from us in the end. John Book were next, the closest rivals in the league, and we dealt with them quite easily. Ko Jae-young getting a hat-trick, pretty nice for the central midfielder, and the Lorenzo Andrietta getting 1, as we won the game by 4-0 in the end, and a very handy win as we move further away from John Book in the league. Back to the AFC Champions League quarter-final and the second leg against Al Ahly, 2-0 up already, and a 4-1 win would mean that we progress to the semi-finals. Lorenzo Andrietta this time getting a hat-trick, Dusan Kanaki getting 1 right at the end after Majid Al Dawood had got consolation for Al Ahly. And in the end, a 6-1 aggregate win and a very tidy performance in both legs. Next up was Seoul, and a pretty tough game, I guess. Against Seoul, it's always tough. We were very dominant in the game, but we couldn't break them down, and it took Choi Jae-young 20 minutes from time to get the only goal of the game, as we delivered another defeat to Seoul in the league. And now we are really stretching away from everyone else. And Seoul, again, not having the greatest of seasons, but a good win for us nonetheless. Next up, Jeju at home, or away rather, in the league. They seem to be a bogey side for us as they dealt with us 2-0. Benjamin Galvez and Kim Jin-ho getting the goals as they won the game, and a disappointing performance. We were, again, as you can see from the stats, we did dominate, but in the end, I think the biggest problem is Jeju seem to play, a tactics. The tactics seem to fit well against us. They get in amongst us and just seem to hit us on the counter attack, and that's what happened this time again. Then it was a cup final, and we got drawn against Pohang Steelers, and normally it's a tough affair, the derby, but not this time, as we romped home by 5-0. Lorenzo Andrietta, a Dusan Kanaki hat-trick, and Yang Dong-jun getting the goals as we kind of humiliated our rivals by 5-0 in the end. And a very handy, nice win for us, really, as we lifted the FA Cup again for the third time in a row for Ulsan, obviously the second time in a row for Andres Salazar, so very nice achievement there. The first leg of the semi-final of the AFC Champions League, and we were at home to Al Sadd. I actually went counter-attack for this game because they're actually a very, very good side, but we destroyed them. They kept getting hit by us. Yang Dong-jun getting the opener, Ko Jae-young getting another, Dusan Kanaki then making it 3-0, and Park Hee-young pretty much killing the tie-off as a contest in the 90th minute, as we defeated Al Sadd by 4-0 in a very, very nice performance, and we could start thinking of the final again. Busan in the league, and a 5-0 win, again, double retribution for that live commentary defeat that they inflicted on us. Sandro, Kwon Chang-hoon, Tatsuki Sasaki, Lorenzo Andrietta and Park Hee-young getting the goals as we beat Busan very nicely to continue the league form. Next up, we had Al Sadd in the return leg. We were pretty much through. We just need to make sure we remain competent and back, and we were. And at 0-0 in the end, how it finished, we advanced to the final, where we will be playing Seoul. Actually, as Seoul beat Shimatsu S-Pulse in the other semi-final to set up an all-Korean affair. Next up, we had Jeonnam Dragons, and this was a little bit disappointing, really. We led by 3-0 pretty early on through Andrietta, Kanaki, and Sandro. Wong Sai-hung then got one back for Jeonnam Dragons, and before half-time, we made it 4-1 as Tatsuki Sasaki finishing off a nice chance. Then they came back, and Kwon Nam-il made it 4-2 in the second half, and then Wong Sai-hung made it things very tense as they scored again. So 4-3, we managed to hold out, but defensively again, a few questions being asked, which at the time, at this time is a little bit disappointing. That we're kind of defensively at times a little bit naive and a little bit, prone to giving away, large leads. Jeonbuk away, this would be the title decider. If we beat Jeonbuk, we would be champions, and we duly obliged. Sandro starting the party rolling on 4 minutes. Ko Jae-young then making it 2-0. Park Hee-young making it 3-0. As really then you could tell Jeonbuk were pretty much done. They did actually bounce back just before half time with Rudenko Basilia, bringing one back, maybe giving them a little bit of hope. That was ended when Lorenzo Andrietta slotted away a penalty to make it 4-1. Shin Jung-myung right at the end getting one back for Jeonbuk, but Ulsan were champions again, and on the ground of their nearest rivals in the league season. So a very nice achievement. Andres Salazar's second title in a row, Ulsan's third, and the dominance of Ulsan in Korea is now becoming something of a legendary, really. If I move just across to South Korea, and obviously the exploits of the national side, it's been a little bit disappointing previously, as we basically got dumped out of the qualifiers for for the World Cup. We did then recover to win the EAFF East Asia Cup, but that's short change really for a team like Korea. Although I must add that Korea is not one of the best teams. We're ranked 85th in the world. I think it's the worst ranking for South Korea probably ever. We're just we're almost worse than North Korea at the moment. So as you can see, it's we're just not qualifying. Not qualifying for the World Cup has not helped us out. But the fixtures, and we had a few friendlies to play. We played Norway away in Oslo, and that ended in a 0-0 draw. A pretty tidy result really for us, because considering our world ranking against Norway's and probably the quality of the teams. But yeah, a game where we did dominate, but couldn't find a breakthrough. But I'm pretty happy to draw that game 0-0. Next up, we hosted Myanmar, and we beat them by 4-0. Lee Jin-ho, Son Tai-so, Henrique, and Ji Dong-won getting the goals as we dispatched Myanmar 4-0. And up next, we went away to Thailand and to Bangkok, as we won that game. Ryu Seung-woo, who's just returned back to Ulsan from military service, getting two, and Park Yin-suk getting one as well. Somchai Shai-sang getting one back for Thailand, but yeah, a good win, and pretty happy with that. Looking forward, Korea. So we've got obviously the friendlies, the friendly against Czech Republic to come pretty soon. Actually, don't hold too much hope out for that one. Czech Republic are a better side, but then we do have the Asian Cup qualifiers, and I think thinking longer term, that's kind of where I'll stay. Or I'll stay with South Korea until the Asian Cup, and that's provided we make it, because obviously previous performances have not been so good. The Asian Cup is in 2027. It's effectively 785 days away, so quite a way away, and it'll be quite a period of time to be South Korea manager. I think obviously if we don't qualify, I'll be off before that, because it's kind of a bit of a waste of time with being South Korea manager at the moment. We just don't seem to have the greatest of players, really. So So yeah, so that's South Korea. So we've got Choi Jang. I didn't see this. Ulsan player Choi Jang has requested that he be placed on train. Fair to increase the club's standing. What the hell? You're not. When's this contract up? Next year. No, I'm not. I'm rejecting that. That's bullshit. Where do you think you're going to go? You're at the best South Korean club, mate. So, what an idiot. Anyway, we got the Seoul game up next, and in the AFC Champions League. Last time we beat Al Ain in the last final. It'd be very nice to win it again. And amazingly, it will be Salazar's 100th game in charge for Ulsan. Yeah, pretty impressive. He's delivered a lot of things as Ulsan manager. It's just so far. 2 titles, 2 Korean Cups, 1 Champions League. Potentially this could be the 2nd Champions League. So things going very well. One thing I will show you is in the Hall of Fame how we're doing. So we've got 621 points. So we're quite a way behind Carlos Bianchi, who's at the moment in 20th place. Jose Mourinho's now got 5,698 points. He is still, I believe, manager of Chelsea. Just keeps winning title after title. He's now won 8 Premier Leagues. Second, obviously, Ferguson and Pep Guardiola, obviously, who's now the Spain manager, actually. He's resigned as manager of Germany this year. Some of those jobs came up, which I actually applied for. And actually, I got the job. I was laughed off basically by Germany, I think Holland, France. So clearly no chance of getting those kind of jobs at this current time. Otmar Hitzfeld, obviously he's now gone. Paisley, obviously he was never in the game. Gerardo Martino, a Barcelona manager at the moment. He's obviously been improving his stock. A lot of La Liga wins, a few Copa del Reys, 2 Champions Leagues. So he could potentially continue to increase his totals. Obviously, we're trying to get to the top of this list at some point, but Mourinho is certainly making things harder. He's already 1,400 points ahead of Alex Ferguson. Munoz, obviously, wasn't in the game. No, neither was Latek. Willie Maley, no. Philly Powell, nope. He's gone. Billy Struth, Ernst Happel, what's this guy? Maurici Ramalho, Jockstein. Jose Flores. He's been the manager of Vélez Starsfeld, and he's done been absolutely brilliant. They've won 1 Copa Argentina, 6 titles since this game started. 6 Primera División titles, 4 Copa Sudaméricas. So that's pretty impressive. Considering the opposition there, but also he's also won 2 Copa Libertadores. So Vélez, really, at the moment, probably the top team in Argentina, and obviously good to think about that because, sometime soon we may be travelling to Argentina to ply our trade. So this guy, Jose Flores, has been doing a very good job as Vélez manager and moved up to 15th place. Mircea Lucescu, obviously, he did pretty much all his work previously. Lula, obviously not in the game anymore. Luxemburgo, not in the game anymore. Van Gaal didn't. He's now retired, so whatever he's won, he's already won. And Carlos Bianchi, who's also retired. So a little bit of way to go down. In the continent, we're now 4th best manager in Asia, ever in Asia. Obviously, spent the majority of our time in Asia, although obviously 2 league titles with Melgar in Peru. But so you can see we're now in 4th, not that far away from Choi Kang-hee. So one of the tasks might be to obviously remain with Ulsan until we do take the 1st position, which probably would only need maybe another season or 2 after this. But then again, that's not the goal here. The goal is obviously to win the league in every single country, to win the Champions League in every continent, to win the international tournament in every continent, and obviously ultimately at some point the Club World Cup and the World Cup. Those are the goals. So the goal is not to particularly get to the top of the league, but as you can see, we've done very well to get as far as we have This is the guy actually who's now gone to C1. He was at what's their names? That team, isn't it? Sangju, yeah, that's it. He actually, obviously, good manager, because since he's left Sangju, they've done it terribly. But as you can see, so we're doing very well in this nation. We're the 7th best manager ever in the history of Korean football. We're now got 212 points. The top position would be Choi Kang-hee. He won 3 K-League titles and he won 5 K-League titles and 1 cup, so probably not going to be able to topple him, just simply because if you look at the amount of titles, we're probably not going to be in Korea that long. Nationality, so Spanish, and we're not even on the list of in terms of nationalities for Spanish. Oh no, we are. Sorry, yeah, we're an 8th. What am I saying? Yes, we are now the 8th best Spanish manager of all time. Obviously, Juan de Ramos has retired. Roberto Martinez actually has won World Cup with England and a European Championship. That's what's propelled him up to 9th place. But we've actually toppled him, as we're now 7th. Luis Aragonés obviously has gone. Luis Maloney never in the game. Obviously Pepe Villalonga not in the game. Vicente Lobosky, he's not won anything since the start of the game. Rafa Benitez won the 2015 Italian Cup, but apart from that, obviously he's not added to anything. He's still in the game now. He's now retired, so he won't be getting any more points. Miguel Munoz, obviously the legendary Real Madrid manager from quite a while ago, and Pep Guardiola is the main man, who's obviously still winning a ton of titles. But I think as manager of Spain, obviously that might dry up a little bit. He's now 53. So we'll see how that goes. The other thing to note that I've recently seen is that we're now classed as a world-class manager. We've got a maximum reputation now. So potentially we could be in line for some of the big jobs around the continents. I think before when I applied to the France and Germany jobs, I was only continental. So basically, potentially, that's the reason why they rejected me. Going to achievements again, so we can see all the titles we've won now. So another K-League Classic, KFA Cup, East Asian. So you can see a lot of titles won in that time since we started in 2014. It's roughly been 10 years. So very good stuff. And just going to the overview, you can now see the overview. So we've our overall career stats are 556 games played, 395 won, 79 drawn, 82 lost, scored 1,452 goals, conceded 606. With that, gives you a goal difference 846, and we've won 71% of games. Actually, all time we've been winning 75% of games, so done really well there. We've been 600 days in charge of career, so almost probably a year and a bit, so almost 2 years, probably coming to 2 years soon. And it's not been too good really. 18 games played, 9 won, 7 drawn, 2 lost. At least I guess we're not losing many games. And yeah, so all not going too well with career, but everywhere else pretty well. So let's now look into the AFC Champions League final, which I'm sure you're gearing to see. And let's just do this press conference quickly. And I think Dusan Kanaki is actually out of this game, which will be a sad loss in the scheme of things. So let's go forward, and Busan are playing Jeon Book, and that's a draw. Pretty disappointing for Jeon Book. So let's go forwards, and hopefully we can get the job done. So Sasaki comes back in. Hong Chul, yeah, that's going to have to do. We've only got 4 substitutes. Any chance we could expand that? Yes, so there we go. Now we've got 7. Going to go standard. I'm going to check the odds just to check that we are actually favourites. We are favourites. So let's go. We'll go control from the start and see where we get up to. So another Champions League final, and I'm really looking forward to hopefully winning a second Champions League. Let's put this as it should be. Bring this back 1, Or is that better there? I always like it a bit there. Like there's fine. So there, let's go forwards. And let's put it on the pitch. And here we go. Ulsan in blue, Seoul in black and red, and the all Korean AFC Champions League final is underway here. And Dongwon out to Kim Sung-soo. Soo on the ball, and not too great there. Choi Jae-young on the ball and back to the keeper. So pressure being applied from Seoul, and wins the header. Jae Ho, then that's lost by Chang Hoon, and Seung Hwan has a chance here to maybe create something. Goes across, but tight angle, and the shot was always likely to not be able to get past the keeper from that angle. So 0-0 still, and Seoul starting to better than Ulsan here. But can they be changing? Hoon to Sandro, out wide to Chul. Chul plays in Sandro. Sandro to cross. Oh, he's hit the bar, and it goes out of play. But not really much of a chance there. I think the keeper would have had that covered regardless. And Sung Soo. Oh, nice throw into Sandro. Should he have he probably should have cut that across the goal. Instead, went for the target and almost surprised the keeper, but did well to save that. And Wonjai finds a Seung Hwan for Seoul. Paul down on the wing and being forced back here, and this is dangerous. He lobs it forward, not found his man. Sasaki can pick this up, plays it forward. Young through the keeper, and it's 1-0 to Ulsan in the AFC Champions League final. A bit of a mistake there, lost it in the midfield, and 1-0. But Kyung, and it's Seoul could score. It's scrambled away, and it's Sandro on his own line, ends up getting it away. Very close to the equaliser there, Seoul. That near post corner seems to always provide a little bit of problems. Kim Woong to Seung Hwan, and that's a missed tackle. And Byung-ju can now go into the box, but he's been forced out wide. Hwan, what a terrible ball, and he sets Sandro, and now the counter-attack's on. Sandro looking to find Sasaki. Brilliant chest down, across. Andrietta, 2-0 to Ulsan. A fantastic counter-attacking move. Ended with this centre midfielder getting on the end of it, and that was liquid football. Gotta say, Seoul lose the ball up the field, and suddenly, in about 15 seconds, Ulsan are putting it in their net down the other end. So a fantastic start to the game for Ulsan, and looking like this time round they might be able to get things done in normal time. As thinking about who potentially might come on here, and no, I think I'm happy with the way things are. Just moving to counter now. To obviously, I think Seoul will obviously need to start throwing a kitchen sink at it. Kim Woong and Paul, and that's the end of that highlight. And we're now only half an hour away from the final whistle. Paul, Byung-ju, back to Paul. Paul crosses and away, and it's back to Byung-ju. And Hong Chul wins it, but he can't quite hold on to it. Paul back into Seung Hwan. Seung Hwan, dangerous area. Byung-ju, Paul crosses. That's a bit of a mistake, and it's ended up in the net. Jang Dong-won will not be happy with that one, as Raynar Paul manages to score, and Seoul are back in this with about 25 minutes to play in a corner, and Seung Hwan into the box. And it's Park Yang-ju that's got a header in. And it's now 2-2, and I think we're going to have to go back on the attack. Fantastic recovery from Seoul. They looked dead and buried at half-time, but suddenly, again, this is a game. 2-2, game on. With 10 minutes to go of this game, will it be extra time again for Ulsan? They probably feel like they should have already won this, simply because they had so much to go in the first half, but in the second half it's been all Seoul, and looks like this game's going to extra time, and that will not be a happy sight for Sasaki. Let's have a look. Who's Guga? Come on, Seung. I think I'm going to leave Sasaki on to be honest. I don't really have the options, and Sandro's having a crap game. Left back, there's no one on. I don't really have any options. Ko Jae-young, he's a good player, obviously. Yeah, let's bring on Ko Jae-young. And that will be my changes. So, 2-all. And Yoon Jin Hong to Park Yang Ju. Young for Seoul here. Kim Woong. Back to Young. Young on the ball. Gives it to Jin Sung. Byung Ju. Through to Jae Woon. Oh, is that a penalty? It is. That is a penalty. A reckless challenge. And that will be a penalty for Seoul. Oh, it's just in. Jang Dong Woon almost saved it. But that ended up in the back of the net as Park Jin Sung lucky to score. But now Ulsan are in all kinds of trouble. And Jang Kwan Soo puts it for... Oh, that's a Route 1 ball. And it's 4-2. And Seoul look like they are going to win the Champions League here. As Ulsan are crumbling in this extra time. Oh, what a recovery this will be. Sasaki from the corner. Outwork to Cha In-ho. Sasaki. Back into the box. Oh, it's a penalty. Yang Byung-jo has been adjudged to have fouled someone in the box. And Andrietta scores 4-3. Game on. Ulsan have a lifeline. And this has been the most balmiest. It probably puts last year's final to shame. A balmy final. And Ulsan now 15 minutes. They need 15 minutes of you know, there's something in this last 15 minutes. Seoul will kick us off. Jung Jae-woo, An Jae-young, Byung Ju, and a chance here now. Ulsan, and that's poor. Park Jin Sung can now stretch his legs. Brings it into Park Ju. It's Woon. Woon finishes it off. 5-3 Seoul, and that will be the end of that. Seoul will be the AFC champions, I am sure, as Ulsan will be made to rue the chances that they've had. Really disappointing performance in the end. You've got to say, when you're 2-0 up, but Sasaki puts the ball in, and it comes back to Sung Soo. Sung Soo, that's going to be back to the keeper, and they don't want it at that end. Jin Dong Won, Hong Chul. Hong Chul to Ko Jae-young. Jae-young, Sandro, spoons it wide, and he's not had a good game, but that's a chance that goes begging again. And only 5 minutes left now, and Hong Chul, you'd feel like Ulsan need to get something now to have any chance. Chul to Jae-young. Jae-young back to Dung Jon. Chul, Young, June, Chul again, Young. Just not doing much with the ball here. It's been a lot of wasted time, and they need to get the ball forward. It's Jae-young for Ulsan. June. Seoul now closing all the space. Young, can he turn? He can. He finds Sasaki, but he's tripped, but that's not going to count. And one back, Hee-young. Jae-young. Sandro puts in Sasaki. The Japanese player puts it in the net. 5-4. Is it again topsy-turvy game? I can't quite believe this game, but Ulsan surely don't have enough time now to respond again. There's 1 minute left. If that's Sasaki into the box. Sasaki back out wide. Out wide. Can he cross it in? It's kicked away. Jin, and that will be one of the sweetest sights for Seoul fans. They've done it. A crazy game. Seoul are AFC Champions League winners, and a bit disappointing in the end for Ulsan. They will feel like they should have won this game, but in the end, Seoul just had enough in the tank to come back. That second half really did change the game, and Seoul are your AFC Champions League winners. Andres Salazar and the boys will rue that chance, and Seoul, obviously Lee Chun, so poor season in the league, but he's come up trumps for Seoul in the end. Manager team talk, I'm sure that did lift the players, and Cha In-ho, he is a bit of the villain of the piece, giving away that penalty in the 93rd minute. A mistake by Hong Chul in the 61st minute, giving obviously Seoul that chance, and in the end, you got to take victory and defeat, much the same, and disappointing, you've got to say. Yeah, guys, we didn't end up winning another Champions League. I think that's kind of made my decision up that I will be staying with Ulsan at least for another season. I want another shot at that Champions League. I want a bit of retribution on Seoul now, and so catch me in the next episode where we'll be about halfway through the league season, which will be the 2025 season. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. That was a really good final. Unfortunately, we came up on the losing end this time round. Hopefully, we can get some retribution next season for that. I'd like to see another or get another big AFC Champions League run. But I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a comment or a like or something like that, and see me in the next episode.